Welcome to the Warehouse Crew. I'm your host, Wilgus, and I'm going to go out on a wing here and assume that you're excited for the figure in front of you. We're going to be taking a look at the Gundam Metal Robot Spirit Side MS Wing Gundam Zero, and I cannot wait to share with you all what it looks like and how it feels, and the story behind it. So let's get to it, crew. First off, you are blown away by the beautiful imagery on this box, that gold metallic sheen on the writing, that dark blue imagery showing off Wing Zero. All of it makes it look very high quality, and I love it. Every part of the box has something that you can look forward to and want to take a peek at.
I got it right there.
There is a bit of some delicateness to the box as well as the figure, but you'll see that soon. Instruction-wise, there is a plethora of information, not only for the joints, how you can pose it, where you can see things articulate and move, this way you don't hurt or damage your figure, as well as some warnings, so I really do love and appreciate that level of detail and care that they are putting into a figure that is worth some money. Exciting to also take a look at what the transformation figure is going to look like, though I will admit the stand does have some information, but it's not really useful. And again, very detailed step-by-step information. The future stand and all the packaging on the inside. Beautiful and amazingly safely packaged. Now for the stand, you do have some really beautiful red that pops off of that black stand and a couple pieces that will all piece together for what is supposed to be a stand and a display unit. But we'll talk about that later. As for now, let's go ahead and get this bad boy out and take a peek, because my first initial impression was amazed. The weight of the metal figure and the way that the details actually pop off on the white, the blue, and the red, amazing. Nice articulation, 360 spin at the head, and it's got some nice upward and forward movement. Shoulder pieces can move up and also place for the beam saber once you slide it in there. The elbow is on a metal joint and double hinged, 360 at the arm, and it's got a very nice tight fit to it. Boosters can also be moved to the side, and there is a nice butterfly joint that can pop off. And some movement on the shoulder pieces. Now you're going to want to be careful because there is definitely some popping off that is going to occur not only now but in the future. Once you've got the protective plastic off, you can see how maneuverable the side skirts are. Again, probably for the transformation, but it's going to make the action poses so much better. Front skirts are maneuverable and allow for a lot more clearance for the leg, but be very careful, unlike me here. I was trying to see how far I can get the legs to move out, and you can get them very out there. Be careful, there is some metal joint on the hips and the inside, and the front toes are able to point out very nicely. But here is a nice example of what was going to lead me to start having a bit of some sad times with this figure. But now begins our sad tale of what happened to my Wing Zero unit and how I moved it a little bit too far and its leg came off and I couldn't put the hip back on because of its metal joint.
Metal joint. Metal joint. How do I get them back on?
Now, many months have passed before I actually got this figure working again, and after some good muscle work and a little bit of some help from my friend King of Dragons 5000, we were able to get it working. It didn't work again, but we pushed it back together and we are finally back up and running, and I cannot wait to finally get this review going. Accessory-wise, you have the shield, buster rifles, multiple hands to hold them, double beam sabers, and a very nice opening hand that can work with Epion on the side. While also shooting the figure, I was very impressed by how much my zoom could move in on my phone, which, I loved it. Being able to see the detail of this figure up close like this blew me away. Not only are you able to see much of the panel work, but the extra detail that you would not have seen from far away just shows you that level of detail and the price to reflect about what you're getting. Every piece from the bottom of the foot all the way to the top of the head has something that you can look for and see and appreciate. After messing around a little bit, you can get the shoulder Vulcans to actually pop out. You're also able to see some of the chest boosters and that gold detail that's inside. Articulation on the wings themselves also add to its effect and the posing. The detail on the inside and the painting on it also add to a bit more of just not just a painted kind of printed thing. No, it looks and feels like how Wing Zero would look on the inside. The boosters are maneuverable, and there's so much articulation just on these boosters by themselves. And yes, the back boosters have some maneuverability. The hip side skirt movement, all of this ability for it to move is fantastic. Though parts again will pop off, but they do click back in relatively easy. Forearm can hold the shield, which does have the ability to extend and retract. And once you've popped off the hands, which are a pain in the booty to work on, you are able to get the boosters on there and make some very nice poses with that gun in the hand. Now, as for this connecting feet, I cannot say the words because this should be a family-friendly show, but I do not like it. It does not work, it does not fit, and I hate this stand. But it looks pretty, and I like how it also has a bit of some articulation on it. Once you unhook it, you do have a bit of some movement on it, but it doesn't do any good because it doesn't fit. And I hate it, and I hate that this thing looks as pretty as it does. And I'm just frustrated in this video, but at least the figure works. When the leg isn't popping off. Ah! But Goose Fraba, it is a very nice looking figure. Now, my horrible rant aside, once you finally do get the parts that maybe actually work the way that they're supposed to, there is some rotation, some movement, and once you are getting it connected, it does look like a very nice display unit. I just couldn't for the life of me figure out how you were supposed to get it to latch and attach correctly on the bottom joint of Wing Zero itself. But, you know, maybe smarter people ahead of me can explain it to me. Tell me in the comments. Or not. Because I won't use it. But it looks pretty. There could be a change in my opinion once I get Wing Zero into the bird mode, which will be coming soon. But until then, crew, thanks again for dropping by to the warehouse. I look forward to seeing you all at the next release. And take it easy. Yo tengo poder.